Welcome to today's session. Uh, on a continuation of various exempted services that we started discussing. Now, certain aspects that need to be noted by us are uh, these are all services decided, these are all services exempted by government. Let me repeat. All those services provided by any people or certain specified people relating to certain goods, be it any kind of services as we discussed earlier, one, two, three, of this three nature or a combination, government has decided we will not collect GST on these transactions. These transactions are going to get exempted from levy of GST. Is there is a levy applicable on these transactions? Yes, there is a levy of GST applicable. However, what happens is with the help of the exemption notification, that levy of GST is reduced. It is something like this. You will put all those services or renting of residential houses, income 3 lakhs. Immediately you will say less exempted by exemption notification. 3 lakhs. End of the day, value of taxable supply or value of supply on which tax payable, that gets automatically reduced. So the points for our discussion over here is whatever be it your situation. Let me repeat. I am not saying this, that, and all. Whatever be your situation, in all those circumstances, yes, there are few exemptions which need to be taken care by us. A few of you raised doubts in your chat box. One of you wanted me to go back to entry number 7. In entry number 7, there would be a discussion where uh, services provided by government to business entity with aggregate turnover, where services provided by government to business entity and the aggregate turnover of the business entity, such amount in the preceding financial year as make it eligible for exemption from registration. See, my understanding is check your last year turnover. If the last year turnover is less than your threshold for exemption, such amount in the preceding financial year as make it eligible for exemption from registration. A good question raised by Myrnal is, what if happens if that fellow voluntarily get the register? Sir, you are talking of asking me to refer back to the last year and decide. I would go back and refer last year and I would decide, yes, my turnover is less than 40 lakhs. But unfortunately, I'm a registered person. See, I am of a little conservative view, which means you will be taxable. Here, the intention seems to be last year, if you are eligible for exemption from registration, or last year you are an unregistered person, then only this exemption would be applicable. If you voluntarily get yourself registered, let me repeat, if you voluntarily get yourself registered, I think this exemption cannot be claimed. Here, what is the situation? Though the last year turnover is only 4 lakhs, they got voluntarily registered. And then last year passed by. Current year, they received some services from government. They look last year. That amount in the preceding year make it eligible for exemption from registration. Now, two ways of reading it. Are you eligible for exemption? Are you claiming that exemption? Let me repeat. Are you eligible for exemption? Are you claiming the exemption? This fellow is eligible for exemption. Let me repeat. This fellow is eligible for exemption, but he has not claimed the exemption. Sir, what you are trying to say? If somebody turnover is less than 4 lakhs, they are not required to get themselves registered. They are eligible for exemption from registration. Because of usage of the word makes it eligible for exemption. I am of a view. Let me repeat. I am of a view that though voluntarily you get registered, as long as you don't cross that threshold, you should not be liable to reverse charge. But let me repeat it. In certain circumstance, a contrary discussion is also possible. A contrary discussion also possible. But these are all two views persist. What should I opt for exam? Because of usage of word, make it eligible and all. See, eligible அப்படின்றது வேற, claim பண்றோம் அப்படின்றது வேற. If you get more than 60 in a paper, you no need to write it. You will call it as exemption. You are eligible and you are exempted from writing it. To the contrary, somebody wrote 8 papers together. They got 3 paper exemption. Normal crowd will say write only the balance 5. So that fellow see him as a material of a rank holder. Then he is of a view, no, I don't want this exemption. He can always say no, I don't want, because next time I'll write 8 papers all and I'll aim for a rank. See, let me repeat it. Honestly, we have people like this. நீங்க சும்மா ஏதாவது சொல்லாதீங்க. See, எல்லா பேப்பர் நான் சொன்ன மாதிரி ஏன் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்டே 3 பேப்பர்ல எக்ஸம்ஷன். ஓகே, 3 பேப்பர்ல எக்ஸம்ஷன் எழுதின 4 பேப்பர் ஃபைனல்ல. ஓகே, அந்த ஒரு பேப்பர் அவனால கிளியர் பண்ணவே முடியல, ரொம்ப கஷ்டப்பட்டான். And it took a time. See, we don't know why. ரொம்பலாம் அனலைஸ் பண்ணவே கூடாது சில விஷயங்கள்லாம். So my intention here is, at this background, if previous year turnover is less than 20 lakhs, turnover is less than 40 lakhs, as the case may be, you decide. But they are registered. Claim this exemption. That is a simple reading of it. But have you claimed the exemption which is eligible there? No, he has not claimed the exemption. So my view is, let him last year voluntarily registered also. Here it is just a guiding factor. Such amount in the preceding year as make it eligible for exemption from registration. So the whole idea is that's all. And in my view, previous year 4 lakhs turnover only, but he got himself registered. Okay, current year, when he gets some government services, check last year, less than 20 lakhs, claim the exemption. So that is how it has to be taken, Murnal. Followed by Bharat Kumar request for a discussion on VGF funding. See, VGF funding is a money given by government to the airline. Okay, extra money for going to a routes which generally they travel. If you go Chennai Delhi, Chennai Bombay, Chennai Jaipur, Chennai Hyderabad, onnum kudukka maatom government. If you go Chennai Pondicherry, aircraft layer, ama. If you go Chennai Mysore, if you go Chennai Shiradi, if you go Chennai Vijayawada, Chennai Thoothukudi, these are all airports which is having very less traffic. Let me repeat. Less traffic means நிறைய aircrafts கிடையாது, நிறைய பேர் போக மாட்டாங்க. There are times where the whole aircraft will have just small aircraft only they will put. They know by themselves it will be a small bombarder aircraft. We will call it as 72-seater aircraft, not like your Boeing where 180 people plus will sit. ம்ஹ்ம். இங்க 72A, இங்க 72K பாதி fill ஆச்சுன்னா அவன் அன்னைக்கு கேக் வெட்டி கொண்டாடுவான். So point here is, in case of those aircraft, see, you should have connectivities. Then only people will come. First few years, that organization should be supported. For that, government will give one fund called as VGF fund, viability gap funding. Repair. VGF fund, viability gap funding. Whatever services provided by central government, sorry, provide services provided by airline company to central government by this regional connectivity airports viability gap funding could get exempt. That is the exemption about your. So quickly coming back towards last class, though I have explained it rightly, somehow when we did problem, there was a mistake. I was under the honest impression that I gave carrying goods from a place outside India to India, and I was discussing the whole problem in that fashion until somebody at the fag end came out and told me, no, 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 it was a problem from a place in India to a place outside India. No doubt. Let me repeat it as we have explained through the diagram. From a place, sorry. From a place outside India to India, it will be taxed, and from a place in India to a place outside India will get exempted. So intentions are very simple. If it is going to be a place, if the goods are going to come from a place outside India to India, will be taxable because we have exemptions only from place in India to a place outside India. The inward freight, import freight, taxable. Export freight, outward freight, exempted. Outward freight, both by air and vessel exempted. Inward freight, only by air exempted, which means vessel is taxable. Hello, you're unmuted. See, now welcome back. Transportation of goods by rail or vessel. So all those transportation of goods by rail or vessel, which is going to be a relief material or a defense or a military equipment, newspaper magazine, railway equipment, agricultural product or agricultural produce. In fact, product is a little uh, not intended, but agricultural produce, milk, salt, food grain, including flours of them, and rice, organic manure. If these items are transported, then it will get exempt. If petrol is transported, diesel is transported, any other goods is transported, steel, coal, iron ore, blah, 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 everything, all are going to be taxable. So these identified items transported in a rail, transported in a vessel, it becomes exempted. Let me repeat. And they are also very clear from one place in India to another place. So whenever it is going to be transported, yes, it would be out from your tax net. Followed by followed by in case of services provided by road. That is services provided by GTA. The word GTA is defined in the notification. GTA means any person who transport goods by road and issues a consignment note. Any person who transport goods by road and issues a consignment note, that person would be treated as a GTA. Now, all those services provided by a GTA by way of transportation of goods for either an agricultural produce or it is going to be relief material, defense material, or military equipment, newspaper, magazine, milk, salt, food grain, flour, pulses, and rice, or organic manure. It will get exempt. Plus, where transportation, where a freight charged for transportation of a consignment in a single goods carriage does not exceed 1,500. If in a lorry, if in a small vehicle, if in a goods carriage vehicle, Tata Ace, this, that, and all, they transport the goods. Only one consignment will go in that lorry, and a single goods carriage, one lorry full of load, or one small Tata Ace full of load, or XYZ vehicle full of load, but they charge less than 1,500 rupees, then it is exempted. Or another exemption government gives. For transportation of all such goods, for a single consignee, if it is less than 750, exempted. Earlier entry, a consignment transported in a single goods carriage, value does not exceed 1,500, exempted. You booked a Tata Ace, want to move the goods from Adayar to Ananagar, that fellow asked you 1,300 rupees, one consignment, one goods carriage, less than 1,500, exempted. One consignment, one goods carriage, but that fellow asked you 2,000 rupees, taxable. To the contrary, you only have a small goods available. You gave it to a vendor. He told, your goods also I'll bring, 4-5 people goods also I'll bring. Look at that wording. Your goods also I'll bring, 4-5 people goods also I'll bring. Good. For transportation of all such goods. For me only he transports, he collects from me 600 rupees to the same location. But I never gave him a lorry full of load or a Tata Ace full of load. I gave him only one small 50 kg consignment or 80 kg consignment. For that, he collected from me 600 rupees. Yes, I am a consignee who is going to receive the goods. And he is a transporter. From a consignee, he has collected only what? 600 for a consignee, single consignee 600. Like this, maybe you would have collected from 3 of us. Total gain to him is 1,800. Don't be bothered. Is it one consignment, one goods carriage, 1,500. If the money is paid for transportation of goods, if money is paid for a single consignee, if it is going to be less than 750, then it becomes exempted, else it would be taxable. One of the very old exemption, tested in exams more than 3-4 times. It is not something which has not came and all, very well appeared in exam. So possibility of once again may be repeated also because of some of the amendments made in 21A, B. That brings you this discussion. Coming back here, these are all services provided by GTA on the specified land. Here it comes up a general entry. Services provided by GTA to a unregistered person. other than certain set people will become exempted. Services provided by GTA by way of transportation of goods for department or establishment of central government, state government, or local authority or government agency. Now, for any of the government agency, let me repeat. For any of the government agency, they transport the goods, then it becomes exempted. Or if they're going to transport the goods for the purpose of any central government, state government, then it becomes exempted. To any government authorities, then it becomes exempted. So government authority may be registered with the GST purposes for the purpose of deducting tax. I'm sure you will remember there is a section 51 of GST Act which allows a deduction of TDS whenever there is going to be all those transactions between business entities and government. So there will be a deduction of TDS. So come back here. Intentions are all very simple, normal intentions. All those services provided by a goods transport agency by way of transportation of goods for and behalf of government is exempted. Sir, what is the final takeaway of entry number 21? Yeah, that we can do. Final takeaway of entry number 21 is this only. GTA. Now this GTA provides services to a factory, casual taxable person, company, AOP, trust, BOI, or registered person under GST. Registered person in to a registered person in GST. Same fellow also provides services. Also provides services to central government or state government or local authority or department of government like election commission, all this and all. Okay. He also provides also to government agency. Now again, all those services provided by these fellows to unregistered person in GST other than one above. Maybe we will call this as maybe we'll call this as 1. first category of transaction. We'll call this as second category of transaction, and we'll also call this as third category of transaction. Okay. And last, that's all will happen on this in business. This another GTA will come here itself, but again, I want to be little conscious on the discussion. That's all those services provided by government. Yes. Now, points for our discussion over here is very simple. Now, services provided by GTA to factory, casual taxable person, company, AOP, trust, BOI, all these are going to be what? Taxable. Let me repeat. All this will be what? Taxable. Except for taxable, except for selected goods and transactions. Except for selected goods and transactions. On certain selected goods, yes, and on certain selected transactions, yes. Let me repeat. On certain selected goods, yes. On certain selected transaction, yes. Why I'm referring is because entry 21. I just want you to remind entry 21. So all those services provided by GTA to factory, company, AOP, BOI, yes, it is taxable. But very interesting to note, very interesting to note, the exemption reads that if you transport vegetable, if you transport fruit, if you transport an agricultural produce, organic manure, then it becomes exempt. Sir, I transport all those items which is not mentioned there, then it will be taxable, no doubt about it. Similarly, all those transportation service provided by what is it? Provided by these fellows to government becomes exempted. It's a very interesting part of it. So all those services provided by them to government becomes exempted. Again, same, all those services provided by GTA to unregistered person became exempted. So இவ்வளவுதானா சார் இவங்க என்ட்ரி அப்படின்னா ஆமா இவ்வளவுதான். Nothing great about it. Just that's all. That's absolutely that's all. Now, yes. So come back here. Services provided by a GTA to central government, state government, local authority, department of government or agencies, whatever service provided by GTA to them, exempted. This is exempted as part of your 21B. Sorry, 21B. Yeah. All those services provided by GTA to other than person number one, factory, company, and all, then it is technically all those individuals and unregistered person whose turnovers are all less. We would not say turnovers. All those unregistered person. Why? Because if you are you have to get yourself registered irrespective of your turnover when it comes to threshold registration. It becomes exempted. Again, all those services provided by a GTA to another GTA. Now, will it be taxable or exempted? answer is again exempted. You will have a subsequent entry which comes out and discuss about this exemption. So, end of the day, now I'll ask a very fundamental question. No doubt, factory, partnership firm, all the services provided are taxable. But who will pay tax? Factory company, casual taxable person, AOP, trust, BOI, registered person, or GTA? Who will pay tax? Quick, 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 quick. Text your answer. Quick, text your answer. Who will pay tax? Services provided by GTA to factory. Services provided by GTA to casual taxable person. Services provided by GTA to company. Who will pay tax? Quick, 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 quick. Who will pay tax? Yes, you are all right. Good. Yes, 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 yes. இப்போ இந்த டயக்ராம பாத்தீங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு ஒரு ஒரு அபரிவிதமான ஒரு கண்ட்ரோல் கிடைக்கும். அது என்ன சார் அப்படி ஒரு கண்ட்ரோல் கிடைக்கும். லெட் மீ ரிப்பீட். கடைசியில ஒண்ணு புரிஞ்சுப்பீங்க. சீட்டியே ₹1 கட்ட மாட்டாருன்னு புரிஞ்சுப்பீங்க. Correct. All of you are all right. All of you are all right. If GTA provides services to factory, company, AOP, BOI and all, it is taxable, but recipient is liable to pay tax. So who will not pay tax? Supplier, GTA will not pay tax. However, you can always refer to entry 21 for certain selected transaction which will get exempted. No doubt about it. Again, services provided by GTA to central government, state government, local authority or government agencies, all this will get exempted. Services provided by GTA to unregistered person, again exempted. Services provided by GTA to another GTA, that is also exempted. End of the day, GTA will not be liable to pay tax either under forward charge or under reverse charge. GTA is straight away is going to get what? Out from your tax net. Take care of this presentation. One of your very important presentation. Let me repeat it. This is no joke. Let me repeat it. It's in-house itself 21, 21A, 21B, and a particular point in 22. 22 has 2-3 points. On that one point is this. So any doubts? Yes, I would take it up on this discussion before we move forward. Transportation of goods, transportation of passengers is one of the important entry in exempted services. Okay. And these are all transactions definitely you will get as 2 and 3 very recently amended. 2019 amendment, 18 amendment, if I'm not wrong. So these are all your discussions. Come back here. We'll move forward towards our discussion. As I earlier mentioned, services by way of giving on hire to a GTA for transportation of goods. This is what I told. Services by a GTA to a GTA for transportation. By in kuda solla. Services by way of giving on hire. To whom? To a GTA. Are you a GTA? Yes, sir. What you are going to do? I'm going to transport goods. If I give a vehicle on hire, exempted. Good. Come back here. Yes. If you want to know about 750 rupees, now very simple. 4-5 people, goods are put in a lorry, and 4 people are instructed. Let me repeat, you and 3 of your friends want to bring some goods from a particular location. You engaged a lorry person. He told the cost would be 2,000. Each of you pay what? 500 rupees per head. Now you are a consignor or consignee. Somebody is supplying goods. You're going to receive the goods. There is a GTA who is going to transport the goods. Who you are? Are you a consignor or are you a consignee? Consignee. You are a consignee. Okay, good. When you are a consignee, question before you is how much you will pay? I will pay 500, sir. Then exempted. Sir, if I pay 900, taxable. There are two kinds of exemption. One exemption is an exemption based on transaction. Single goods carriage, single consignment, less than 7,500, less than 1,500, exempted. We are not bothered about carriage for transporting all such goods. Per consignee should not exceed what? 750. Then exempted. Now, take a situation like this. You would have come across some buses and all. The bus will carry sometimes some containers, loads and all. Okay. Whatever they carry on behalf of who? Consignee. And they will say, here, take this receipt. You are consignor. He is consignee. I'm going to transport this goods. For transporting, pay me 600 rupees. That 600 rupees money collected by that bus will become what? Exempt. True. Can able to appreciate it? Though the predominant intention is to transport passenger only above the bus and sometimes beneath the bus, they have the possibility of transporting goods. Those goods that are transported, if they collect less than 750, then it becomes exempted, else it would be taxable. Hiring of motor vehicle services, hiring of motor vehicle by a state transport undertaking and local authority where it can carry more than 12 passengers. Any motor vehicle hired, any motor vehicle hired by a state transport undertaking which can carry passengers up to or beyond, which can carry passengers beyond 12 number, then it becomes exempted. So it is a hire of a vehicle by state transport undertaking. A person purchased the bus, gave the bus to KPN Travels, Tours and Travels. KPN Tours and Travels, they gave the bus and told, sir, pay us, KPN Tours and Travel, pay us monthly 75,000 rupees for the bus. KPN Tours and Travels taken the bus on hire. Bus has a 48-seater capacity. Taxable, exempted. KPN Travels is a famous travels which is in transporting passengers. Good. Anirudh, Kamalesh, good. Good. Nikita, good. Yes, quick. It is a company by name called as KPN Travels. They want to take the bus on hire, so they approach the person. A person given the bus, 48-seater bus, and told him, pay me 75,000 monthly as hire charges. KPN Tours and Travels accepted it and collected it. Quick, I want answers. Transaction taxable or exempted? Good, Priyadarshini. Good. Yes. Anybody? Quick. A lot of you texting answer. I'm able to see it. Consciously, I'm refrained from saying anything. Quick, 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 quick. See, problem with all of us is படிச்ச உடனேயோ கேட்ட உடனேயோ இன்ஸ்டன்டா ஒரு டிசிஷன் எடுத்துருக்கோம். ஐம் சாரி. Here, KPN Tours and Travels is not a state transport undertaking. It's a private player. Come on. The initial names, whomever I told, you all said exempted. No, this transaction is taxable. Why is it taxable? Very simple. KPN is not ACTC. If I gave the bus to State Express Transport Corporation of Tamil Nadu, then it becomes exempted. Come on, understand. Why you miss this word? Service by way of hire to a state transport undertaking. திருப்பி யாரோ ஒருத்தர் இண்டிவிஜுவல் கொடுத்திருக்காரு அப்படின்னீங்க. நோ, நீங்க எனக்கு திருப்பி புரியல. இண்டிவிஜுவல் சப்ளையர், இங்க ரெசிபியன்ட் பத்தி பேசுறோம். ஹையர் டு அ, நான் திருப்பி சொல்றேன், சர்வீசஸ் ப்ரொவைடட் பைக்கும் சர்வீசஸ் ப்ரொவைடட் டுக்கும் வித்தியாசம் இருக்கு. சர்வீசஸ் ப்ரொவைடட் பை மீன்ஸ் யூ ஆர் ஸ்பீக்கிங் ஃப்ரம் அ சப்ளையர் பெர்ஸ்பெக்டிவ். Services received by means, or services provided to means, you are speaking from a recipient perspective. Supplier perspective la pesla, inga recipient perspective la pesra. Your recipient has to be a state transport undertaking. Come back. If the recipient is a state transport undertaking and you give the bus to that state transport undertaking, then exempted. If you give the bus to a private player, 200% taxable. And a lot of you are all right, except for one or two reasons. Some of you gave reasons, not gave reasons. But core discussion is, if a vehicle is given on hire to a state transport undertaking, exempt. If the vehicle is given on hire to a private player, taxable. Followed by same vehicle, motor vehicle given for transporting student, faculty and staff of to a person providing transportation by way of preschool education and up to higher secondary or equivalent. Meaning thereby, if you give your bus to a school, exempted. Preschool and education up to higher secondary or equivalent. 12th வரைக்கும் தான் exempted. சார் காலேஜுக்கு நான் பஸ் கொடுத்தேன்னா, காலேஜுக்கு நீங்க பஸ் கொடுத்தீங்க, யூனிவர்சிட்டிக்கு பஸ் கொடுத்தீங்க, இன்ஜினியரிங் காலேஜுக்கு பஸ் கொடுக்குறீங்க, மெடிக்கல் காலேஜுக்கு பஸ் கொடுக்குறீங்க, பாலிடெக்னிக் காலேஜுக்கு பஸ் கொடுக்குறீங்க, all are taxable. You gave your bus, SRM Travels and Transport Private Limited gives his buses to SRM Ishwari Engineering College. Taxable. Why, sir? College. SRM Travels and Transport Private Limited gives his vehicle to SRM Public School, which has up to higher secondary or equivalent, exempted. Understand that importance. That's all. So if you give a bus more than 12-seater capacity to a state transport undertaking, if you give a lorry to a GTA for transportation of goods, if you give a motor vehicle, irrespective of passenger, to transport student, faculty and staff of a school which runs preschool and up to education up to higher secondary or equivalent. Until school level, if you give a buses, exempted. Beyond that, taxable. Done? Can you move forward? Higher means you give it at a particular, it's not per kilometer you will charge. You straight away give the bus on hire. Meaning thereby, monthly you pay us 60,000 rupees. Diesel, you take care of diesel. Driver, you take care of driver. அது மாதிரி மாடல்ல போறது. Okay, hire is a little different model from renting. Okay, sometimes differs in different mode. Hire is different, renting is different. Okay, here hire is exempted. Hire, giving on hire, flat hire is exempted. So this sums up your discussion relating to entry 22. Moving forward, all those transportation, sorry, all those access to roads, bridge, tunnels, whatever service we pay after a toll charge by way of payment of toll charge, the toll charges collected will become exempted. When they give a way to access a bridge, access a tunnel, access a terminal, then for accessing that bridge, road, tunnel, terminal, we make a payment that becomes exempted. Sometimes annuity is paid by the government. Yearly, we will pay so much. Government agrees. Services by way of access to a road or a bridge on payment of an annuity. Government agrees for an annuity, and that government which agrees for an annuity, government agrees for an annuity. That annuity will be paid by the government. Now, very simple. Uh, all along, it was a, just concentrate on this diagram. All along, it was a BOT model. Okay. What do you mean by BOT model, sir? These are all business terms. Roads were in BOT model. What do you mean by BOT model? Build, operate, transfer. You will build the road, construct the road by using a company process and all. You will invest your money, that company will invest that money, its money, and build the road. Once it builds the road, inaugural will happen. After that, it is open for public. They will operate the road by maintaining it well, collect charges from people who are all accessing it. Once the number of years reached, 7 years, 8 years, 10 years, it reached, then it will be transferred. Transferred to whom, sir? Government. After that, government may decide to continue with collection of the toll, or they may leave away with the toll. Now, point here for a discussion, this was the original model. There were another model available with the government, that was EPC model, engineering, procurement, and commissioning. If it is public model, government has to invest on the road. Private model, private has to invest on the road. So what to do? Because it's little, this business is becoming little riskier. They brought a hybrid model. What is that hybrid model? I will bring so much money, you give me so much money. Okay. You have certain allocations. You have 20 crore rupees to allot. You give 20 crores. I will bring 80 crores. Now, my collection is now refined only to 80 crores. Okay. So I will quickly recover. I'll recover it in 4 years, 5 years, 8 years. After that, I'll give the road to you and I'll walk away. That's all. You maintain the road. This new model came, which is your payment of annuity model. Here, the investment amount also becomes less for the companies, and risk also comes down. Risk of, collection, all that also comes down. So this is a new approach. In case if any payment of annuity is made for those toll making companies, that also is going to get exempted. That is why all government vehicles, if it is go on a government, goes on the road, it becomes exempted. Moving forward, loading, unloading, packing, storing, or warehousing. Look at those words: loading, unloading, packing, storing, or warehousing of rice is exempted. So if you're going to store rices, if you're going to warehouse rice, or loading, unloading of rice, all this is going to get exempted from levy of GST. Yes.
Hello, sir. Sir, a nice road in Bangalore. It is owned by Ashok Keni, no, sir. That is like he's a private person. So what happens for the toll we pay over there, sir?
See, if it is a private road and if he allows you to collect money, okay, if he collects money and allows you to pass through that road, then it becomes his income.
Okay. So it is
Okay,
not
it is
exempted.
no, no, it is not exempted. Here we are talking of a public road. Here
Okay.
there is no point of private road at all.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay, so
Yes, sir.
if it is a private road and to pass through it, it is something like what to say? You are trespassing somebody else property. No,
Okay. Correct. Correct. Okay.
can you able to appreciate it? You are
Yes, sir.
trespassing somebody else property.
Mm.
How long that road is?
111, something I don't remember exactly, but something
Name
in
of the road?
100. Nice Road, Bangalore.
Nice road. Okay. Now,
Mm,
my view is if it is, we have to check. Okay.
mm.
It might be in the same boot model, it would have been done. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Road will be government constructed by this company. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Then it is a PPP model, private public partnership model. It will get
Okay.
exempted. That
Okay, sir.
land itself belongs to that person. Okay. In
Okay.
that land, he laid a road. Okay.
Mm.
And
Mm.
he allows people to get connected between two locations or three locations in an alternate route. Okay. If
Ah,
that be the situation,
ah.
then definitely this exemption is not eligible because the road and the bridge that we refer here is public road.
Okay. Okay, sir.
There where it is told, it is not told here. Road means for you, you will think road. Then I'll
Ah,
refer you, no, road means as per your India's definition for the road, as per your
okay.
PWD department for the road. Then when you go to PWD department for the road, a road means which is approved by the government. What road will be approved by the government? Public road. That is how
Okay.
the cycle will go. Okay.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Thank
So loading, unloading, packing, storing, or warehousing of rice is all going to be exempt. We have a client who has a property in Red Hills. Uh, I would not say even Red Hills, like nearby to Trivallur. Okay, Red Hills. Yeah, yes, it's Red Hills. Now, what is happening here is he is giving a property on rent to a person to store rice. Okay. Now he is renting a property. He is renting a property to a person. That person is doing warehousing services. Okay. Or storage of goods, all that and all, price and all services. Now I am only bothered about the client which I deal. So our client who gave Mr. A individual who gives his immobile property to Mr. B who is going to do warehousing services of rice. No doubt Mr. B is getting exempted. I am not going to question you that. What will happen to Mr. A? Mr. A, who rented his property and collects a flat 75,000 rupees rental month on month. However, Mr. B puts some racks in that space, arranges all what is a rices in the particular order, everything. So it will be taxable or exempted. Quick, quick, quick. Taxable, exempted. Quick. A lot of you are all here. You have to answer instantly. Come on, quick. Taxable, exempted. Mr. A who rents his property to Mr. B, where Mr. B is going to use the property for the purpose of storing or warehousing of rice. Yes. What will happen to Mr. A? Taxable or exempted? Madhu, Madhu, check your answer. Karthik, check your answer. Our question is from Mr. A. Mr. A who gives the property on rent to Mr. B, where Mr. B is going to use the property as warehouse. What services? Manoj, check your answer. What services provided by Mr. A is renting of immovable property services, and it is taxable. And it is taxable. Very simple. That's it. What is exempted is on the other end. Mr. A is not providing warehousing service. Mr. A is not providing storage services. Warehousing services means they will put it in the rack and keep it in a location. And again, storage service means they'll give you a demarcated space you can store there. No. Mr. A is neither doing anything. அதெல்லாம் தொடவே மாட்டான் நம்பால். பிளைனா ப்ராப்பர்ட்டியை ரெண்ட் கொடுத்துட்டு வீட்டில் உட்காந்து 75,000 வாங்கினு. Services by way of warehousing forest produce. Okay. So what is forest produce means you should go to Forest Act. Okay. Indian Forest Act. So that will define the word forest produce. Just for your interest, that will not be tested in exam. Any warehousing of forest produce is going to get exempted. So any bark, latch, or any cotton, honey, sandalwood, perfume, horns, bones, tusk, skins, all this surface soil, or whatever be it, all these items which are all going to be stored in a warehouse. Yes. Similarly, warehousing of services by way of storage or warehousing of cereals, pulses, fruits, nuts, vegetables, spices, all this, including unmanufactured tobacco and betel leaf, tendu leaf, coffee, and tea are going to get exempt. So services by way of storage or warehousing of all these items are going to get exempted. A point to be noted, original entry was different. Originally entry 24 only was there, which was exempting only rice. Later on, they introduced forest produce. Then now, recent amendment is all those cereals, pulses, fruits, nuts, vegetables, spices, sugar cane, jaggery, raw vegetable fibers such as cotton, flax, jute, or unmanufactured tobacco, BD leaf, tendu leaf, coffee, and tea. If all these items are going to be stored, yes, stored or warehoused, it will get exempted. So hope you understand what is warehousing. Warehousing is different. Renting is different. Renting is not warehousing. Warehousing means you manage the stock. You record the stock somewhere. What stocks comes in, what stocks goes out, you record somewhere. You keep it open for somebody, then it becomes warehousing service. அதெல்லாம் நாங்க எதுவுமே பண்ண மாட்டோம். சும்மா ப்ராப்பர்ட்டி கொடுத்துட்டு கம்முன்னு வீட்டில் இருப்போம்னா அது பேர் ரெண்டிங் சர்வீஸ். ரெண்டிங் என்பது taxable, warehousing என்பது exempted. There's a difference. You have a old, what I have shared is a old circular given by the government under the service tax regime. Sir, can we use those logics and all? Logics and all can be applied for. Because already government spent time and analyzed, so that has to be respected. Transmission or distribution of electricity. Electricity is a goods. Let me repeat it. Electricity is a goods. Now we are not bothered about electricity. We are only bothered about transmission and distribution of electricity by a electricity transmission or distribution utility. They have one utility or they have a facility. Based on that facility, they transmit electricity. Yes, transmission and distribution of electricity. For that, the electricity distribution company collects one money, which will be exempted. In the monthly EB charges, if you carefully check, There is a meter rent. For the meter that is installed in our house, there is a rent collected. That meter rent is liable for exemption. Similarly, in case of transmission of electricity from Neyveli Lignite to Karnataka, Neyveli Lignite Corporation to Kerala, Neyveli Lignite Corporation to Andhra Pradesh, wheeling one charges. Okay, charges name is wheeling charges. One charges is collected by the Tamil Nadu Electricity Generation and Distribution Company Limited, TANGEDCO. This Tamil Nadu Electricity Generation Company, whatever they receive, that will become exempted from levy of GST. Okay. I'm refraining my discussion to Tamil Nadu. If you want to put Andhra Pradesh, again, whatever electricity distribution company they collect, all money are going to be out from tax. Services provided by Reserve Bank of India becomes exempted. Services by, this is a supplier based exemption. இதுதான் சொல்லியிருக்கோம். Supplier based exemption. What service, sir? All service. All service by whom? RBI. RBI னு பேர் வச்சிருந்தா என்னது? Exempted. Services by RBI exempted. நீ RBI இல்ல சார். நீ RBI ஆமா சார். Exempted. வெளிப்படு. RBI னா வெளிப்படு. You are all out. Whatever services provided by RBI is going to be exempted from levy of GST. RBI collects money for license fee. RBI collects money for banking fee. RBI collects money for every RTGS, NEFT settlement. It collects inspection fee. It collects so much fees. Whatever money collected, RBI is going to get exempted. Services provided by way of extending deposit, loans, or advances. And the consideration comes in the form of interest or discount. What do you mean by this? Deposit, loans, advances. See, what is the consideration for a deposit, loan, or advance? Bank advances somebody. A person give loans to another person. A person has deposited money with bank. What will be the consideration? Generally, consideration comes in the form of interest. Sometimes consideration comes in the form of discount. Sir, what is the difference between interest and discount? கொடுக்கும்போது 950 கொடுத்துட்டு கலெக்ட் பண்ணும்போது 1000 கலெக்ட் பண்ணீங்கன்னா your discount becomes your consideration. To the contrary, கொடுக்கும்போது 1000 கொடுத்துட்டு கலெக்ட் பண்ணும்போது 1050 கலெக்ட் பண்ணாங்கன்னா interest becomes your consideration. So ரெண்டு இடத்துலயும் 50 தானே சார், கரெக்ட்? Here they reduce when they give, there they collect extra. Okay, a small mathematics is inside this discussion. Let me repeat, a small mathematics is inside this discussion, maybe not much relevant for the current context. That will be the difference between interest and discount. Effective rate of return, IRR போட்டு பாத்தீங்கன்னா டிஸ்கவுண்ட்ல IRR ஜாஸ்தியா வரும். இன்டர்னல் ரேட் ஆஃப் ரிட்டர்ன், இந்த IRR டிஸ்கவுண்ட்ல ஜாஸ்தியா வரும், இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட்ல ஜாஸ்தியா வராது. அதனால டிஸ்கவுண்ட் மாடல். Take a debenture, take some kind of facilities. We have this discount which has been there relevant. In any case, generally loan, deposit, advances, consideration comes in the form of interest. All interest are exempted. However, understand, interest given by credit card companies are taxable. Why, sir? They don't use the word interest, rather they'll call it as finance charge. Finance charge அப்படின்னு collect பண்ணா entire money is taxable. Entire money is taxable. They are liable to pay tax because when it comes to interest, there is a cap. You are not supposed to collect interest legally more than 18%. Okay, இதுக்கு மேல கலெக்ட் பண்ணா சார், கலெக்ட் பண்ணக்கூடாதுன்றது சட்டம். கலெக்ட் பண்ணானா this is what it says. And with after certain concession addition, people will say 24%. அதில் எல்லாமே நிறைய டவுட்ஸ் இருக்கு. ஓகே, 24% இஸ் அக்செப்டபிள். எனிதிங் பியாண்ட் 24% இஸ் ஆல் நாட் அலவுட், legally not allowed. Let me repeat, legally not allowed. So points for discussion is like this only. So we will move forward. In case if there is going to be any buying and selling happens between authorized dealer and bank, then it will become exempted. You give dollars, I'll buy euro. I'll buy euro, you give dollar. Give me euro, I'll pay you money, INR. Give me INR, I'll pay you this. Any transactions between bank and foreign exchange dealer. Bank with customer taxable, foreign exchange dealer with customer taxable. Bank with another bank, or authorized dealer with another authorized dealer, or among the bank and authorized dealer, whatever be it, becomes exempted. Interstate or interstate sale or purchase of forex currency. So any case, these are all some small exemption. Remember it. Any services provided by identified bank account called as Pradhama Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. Okay, Jan Dhan account, any services provided by a banking company to a savings, basic savings bank deposit, basic savings bank deposit account holder, otherwise called as Pradhama Mantri Jan Dhan account. So Jan Dhan account will get exempted. Sir, idella eppadi sir ஞாபகம் வைக்கிறது? Today I'll share you one logic. Okay, don't rely on this logic too much, but it's easy to understand this logic. Whenever you see a Hindi name, it will be exempted. Okay, so people from the southern parts of the state, preferably from Tamil Nadu, sir, मुझे हिंदी नहीं मालूम है. So sometimes we share like this, and अच्छा हिंदी बोल रहे हो क्या भैया, हिंदी मालूम नहीं है बोल. ஊருக்குள்ள ஒரே டயலாக திருப்பி திருப்பி சொல்லியிருந்தா அந்த ரேஞ்ச் தான். My intention is very simple. Okay, if you see a Hindi name, it will get exempted. Okay, that too a name with Pradhama Mantri and all. Government policy, government account, government initiative. You cannot tax it. Intentionally அடி வாங்கும். Already government is trying to do with some lesser cost. If you again tax it and all, it will go more. So with that intention itself, government will exempt it. ஒன்றும் பெருசா வானத்திலே குதிக்க வேணாம். ஆட்டே இவ்வளவுதான். Already which is worth 5 rupees, I am asking you to do at 3 rupees. If that 3 rupees, if I charge you again, will it not exceed? Yeah, 3 rupees for a exempt panna. That's it, exempted. Any bank charges, any charges levied on this account will become exempted. A few organizational based exemptions. Life insurance business service, life insurance services provided by National Pension System, exempted. Let me repeat. NPS, who is being regulated by your Provident Fund Regulator and Development Authority Act, that Provident Fund Regulatory and Development Authority, he regulates a scheme called as National Pension System, where under that, whatever insurance services provided, services of life insurance business by way of annuity under this NPS becomes exempted. Followed by, say, insurance services provided by Army, Navy and Air Force under the central government scheme. So earlier for National Pension Scheme, now insurance services for Army, Navy, Air Force. Next is same insurance services for Naval Group, which is called as Coastal Guard. Then followed by same insurance services for Central Armed Police Forces. Okay, so end of the day, all those insurance services provided by respective funds. அப்படி புரிஞ்சுக்கோங்க. National Pension System, Army, Navy, and Air Force fund for members, which will fund Army, Navy, and Air Force, which includes your coastal guards or Central Armed Police Forces fund. All these group insurance services provided are going to get exempted. See, people who are in this scheme, when small money is collected, put it in the pool. That pool is used for the purpose of taking insurances, complying with all these requirements. Services provided by Employee Stake Insurance Corporation, exempted. ESIC, exempted. Services provided by Employee Provident Fund Organization are going to be exempted. Services provided by Coal Mine Provident Fund Organization, specifically applicable only for mines. Originally started with coal mine, then applicable only for mines. Mine PFs, Coal Mine Provident Fund Organization is going to get exempted. Services provided by National Pension System to its member against a consideration for a admission fee. Their NPS will provide insurance services. Here, NPS will administer the amount collected. I am not sure about the 80 chapter 6A deduction section number. If my memory serves right, 80 CCD அப்படின்னு நினைக்கிறேன். 50,000 rupees you can deposit per year being an Indian resident. Your money will be invested in high risk or lower risk portfolio and you will get some pension. 80 CCD நினைக்கிறேன், if my memory serves that right. அந்த 80 CCDக்கு ஒரு இடத்துல பணம் கட்டுறீங்கல்ல, அந்த பணம் கட்டுறது யாரு கட்டனா? நேஷனல் பென்ஷன் சிஸ்டம். ஓகே, என்பிஎஸ் தான் பணம் கட்டுவீங்க. There, whatever money collected, they take a small administration fee. That administration fee, whatever is collected by NPS for providing pension services, will become exempted. Followed by services by IRDA, all those Insurance Regulatory Development Authority, complete IRDA services is going to get exempted. Services provided by your Security Exchange Board of India, SEBI, whatever services provided by Securities Exchange Board of India in relation to securities to promote, develop, end of NS, பேர் செபின்னு பேர் இருந்தா exemptedங்க, அவ்வளவுதான். Who are you? SEBI collects what? License fee, exempted. Listing fee, exempted. Charges, exempted. அம்ச்சுனே இருப்பான். Which are going to be protecting the interest of the investors and to promote, develop, regulate the securities market. நான் தான் சொல்லிட்டேன், ஒரு பாயிண்ட்டுக்கு அப்புறம் எப்படி ஆயிடும்னா, பேர் இருந்தாலே அந்த பேர்லாம் exempted. ஓகே, so let me repeat it. Till 33, if you see, அந்த பேருக்கே ஓடும் எல்லாம். We started this discussion with 26. Services by RBI, exempted. Services by Reserve Bank of India. You all know what is Reserve Bank of India. I'm not pressing much. Okay, this is Jandan account, ignore it. Supplier of services, National Pension System. Service is going to be insurance of life insurance service. Life insurance service under National Pension System, which is regulated by PF Authority, exempted. Service of insurance business by a group of insurance fund to members of Army, Navy, Air Force. வெறும் Army, Navy, Air Force தான் நீங்க இன்சூரன்ஸ் ப்ரொடெக்ட் பண்ணுவீங்களா? இல்ல, we have a separate fund for the purpose of your coastal guard also. Naval Group Insurance Fund, which is applicable for coastal guard also. Very simple, exempted. Then there is a fund name called as Group Insurance Scheme for Central Armed Police Forces. What is this Central Armed Police Forces? Central Government Police Forces. Lot of us don't know. We think all are police. No, we have at least 34 different groups in India. What you are trying to see, one is police, one is, maybe you are all aware, which will be SPG. Okay, special protection group. Okay, followed by one wing is raw. Okay, research analysis wing. அதுக்கப்புறம் CSIF அப்படின்னு இருக்கு, சென்ட்ரல் CISF, not CSIF ல CISF, சென்ட்ரல் இண்டஸ்ட்ரியல் செக்யூரிட்டி ஃபோர்ஸ். அந்த பக்கம் ரயில்வே ஒரு குரூப் இருக்கு. இது மாதிரி நிறைய குரூப்ஸ் நம்மள்ட்ட இருக்கு. ஓகே, ஒவ்வொருத்தருக்கும் கலர் வேற. சரி, இதெல்லாம் எப்படி சார் எனக்கு தெரியும்? உங்களுக்கு தெரிய வேணாம். ஒரு இண்டிபெண்டன்ஸ் டே பரேடு பாக்குறீங்கன்னா எல்லா குரூப்ல இருந்து ஆள் போவாங்க. டிசாஸ்டர் ரெக்கவரி பீப்புள் ஆர் டிஃப்ரெண்ட். ஸோ different people will be involved. Purpose is also different. Not all purposes are same. So in a broader background like this, understand, then every person's life need to be protected, interest need to be protected. We have so many funds which are monitored in that way. Followed by services provided by organization called as Employee State Insurance Corporation. All those services provided by Employee State Insurance Corporation, Exempted. Services provided by Employee Provident Fund Organization. Whatever services by EPFO, a central government organization, EPFO, whatever services provided by EPFO, exempted. Services provided by, இங்க எல்லாமே by. அப்போ அவங்களுடைய இன்கம்க்கு தான் எக்ஸம்ஷன். அவங்க ஏதாவது ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணாங்க, அவங்க ஏதாவது ரிசீவ் பண்ணாங்கன்னா எல்லாமே என்ன ஆகும்? டாக்ஸ் ஆகும். Be somewhere remember it. Coal mine, if you're going to be a coal mine PF authority, again exempted. A trust, National Pension System Trust, provide services to its members against acceptance of an administration fee, exempted. Services by Insurance and Development Authority. Complete insurance is managed by them. If you want to open an insurance business, pay me 1 crore license fee. I want to open a branch, pay me 1 fee. I'll come and do inspection, this, that, name change, this change, that approval, this approval, product approval. எல்லாத்துக்கும் பைசா வாங்கிப்பேன். All are legal charges collected by the authority, alerting you, are you complying with that inspection? They'll do. IRDA is above insurance company. In case of all these complaints, whatever services provided by IRDA, exempted. Services provided by SEBI, Securities Exchange Board of India, in relation to that is exempted. These are all entries are all service based, supplier based exemption. நீங்க அந்த supplier இருந்தீங்கன்னா exempted. அவ்வளவுதான். என்ன சர்வீஸ்? எல்லா சர்வீசஸும். Again, services by an acquiring bank. Any services by an acquiring bank to a settlement of an amount up to rupees 2,000 in a single transaction is exempt. Acquiring bank means any banking or financial institution who makes payment to any person who accepts such cards. If one bank allows other bank credit card also to be accessed in their banking account and amount can be withdrawn, then the other bank will make payment with them. They are called as acquiring banks. And if per transaction is less than 2,000 rupees, they will charge. வேற பேங்க் ஏடிஎம்ல போய் செலக்ட் பண்ணீங்கன்னா, வேற பேங்க் ஏடிஎம்ல போயிட்டு பணத்தை வித்ட்ரா பண்ணீங்கன்னா ஒரு சார்ஜ் வரும். On that charge there will be a GST. That GST will get exempted if the transaction amount is less than or equal to 2,000. Sir, if I withdraw 20,000, if I withdraw 15,000 and all, taxable. 2,200 withdraw also taxable. Less than 2,000 it becomes exempted. Services supplied by central government, state government or union territory to their undertakings or public sector undertakings by way of guaranteeing the loans taken by their undertakings from financial institutions. BSNL want some 500 crores. 500 crores. They want to bring 5G into a very big way. They want to take control of 5G. So what BSNL did is, BSNL wants money, approached the central government, gave the proposal. Central government accepted. Okay, proceed. So which bank? They went to SBI and asked, see, we want 500 crores. We want to do this plan approval projection. எல்லாம் பார்த்தாங்க. Approved 500 crores. Who will be responsible for 500 crores? Tomorrow, if they don't pay 500 crores, what will happen? Central government came, I will come and sign. President of India, central government assent is given for the purpose of borrowing money. Now, who is guaranteeing the loan of BSNL? Central government. They will collect one charge. Generally, 1% of the loan amount will be collected as a guaranteeing fee. நீங்க ஒரு கேரண்டி பண்ணீங்கனாலும் யூ ஆர் கேரண்டிங். நாளைக்கு இந்த ஆர்கனைசேஷன் கட்டலைன்னா மணி வில் பி ரெக்கவர்டு ஃப்ரம் கவர்மெண்ட் அப்படின்ற ஒரு ஃபெய்த் இருக்குல்ல, அதுக்காக தான் கேரண்டிங் ஃபீ. ஃபார் கேரண்டி ஃபீ, வாட் எவர் மணி கலெக்டட் ஆர் கோயிங் டு கெட் எக்ஸம்ப்டட். Insurance services. Let me repeat. I have given you only 10, 5, 6 insurances. A lot more is there. Read through it. எல்லாமே இப்படிதான் இருக்கும். Hut insurance, tribal insurance, pilot scheme insurance, Rashtriya Swasti Bima Yojana insurance, export credit insurance or national agricultural insurance, Bangal Sashya Bima Yojana. Question is this: whenever you see Hindi name exempted, when it comes to general insurance, okay, what are some of the general insurances when we go back and verify, which we widely used? Health, motor vehicle, burglary, theft, travel, all these are all taxable. Rarely taken policy or policy taken by weaker section of the society or by agriculturists. For example, cattle insurance is there, exempted. Okay, agriculturist not in a position to. Idea is that's all. Not every big insurance, one big company comes out and take adala onnu exempt agala, ella taxable. You have about 21 or 24 insurance, different. Read through it at your leisure. Okay, I am not insisting. Otherwise, use the logic that I have already shared with you. If you see a Hindi name, exempted. எப்படி சார் சொல்றீங்க? இதை படிச்சு பாருங்க. This is services of life insurance services. Jai Shri Bima Yojana, Aam Aadmi Bima Yojana, Vasishta Pension Bima Yojana, Pradhama Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, Pradhama Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana. Okay, அவ்வளவுதான். Hindi name exempted. And policies, life insurance policy அவ்வளவுதான், ஒன்னும் ஜாஸ்தியான. These are all collected. If attaching a SB account, government proposed 12 rupee you pay, we will give you a protection up to 2 lakhs of this insurance. Health insurance, pay yearly 330 rupees. He will give you pension of some 1.5 lakhs, 2 lakhs. So those are all nice schemes. But understand again, already this premium, everything is cost effective. நீங்க அது மேல இன்னும் ஜிஎஸ்டியும் போட்டீங்கன்னா போடான்னு எல்லாரும். So government comes out and says it is exempted. So reinsurance of these policies, let me repeat, 36A, reinsurance of 35 or 36 policy, all those insurance, reinsurance. Reinsurance means against that insurance, an insurance company will reinsure its risk. Any reinsurance premium, that is also exempted. Services by way of collection of contribution under Atal Pension Yojana. One of these schemes, like National Pension Scheme, this is one of these schemes applicable for unorganized sectors. That was applicable, NPS was applicable for organized sector. This is applicable for unorganized sector. Again, a pension scheme, government wanted to exempt all this. Services by way of collection of contribution under pension scheme of the state government. Sir, NPS sir, அது national pension scheme. இது state government pension scheme. State government employees, for them, they will collect their contribution from the state government employees, from the salary. One portion will be collected and kept as pension, and later date it will be given. So all those state government pension schemes, yes, would get exempted. Coming back here, services provided by a business facilitator or a business correspondent. So somehow I've read this word business facilitator, business correspondent. Recollect, reverse charge. Services provided by business facilitator or a business correspondent. Any person who acts as an intermediary to a business facilitator or a correspondent, or a business facilitator or a correspondent to an insurance company in rural area, then it becomes exempted. See, idea now is, sir, business facilitator, business correspondent, already reverse charge applicable. No, sir, correct. Reverse charge is applicable. Now read along the reverse charge and this together, this exemption together. Services provided by business facilitator to a banking company. Services provided by a business correspondent to a banking company. So business correspondent collects on behalf of money. That's all banking operation on behalf of your banking company. Now business correspondent will be paid once some money. Okay, he's been paid one small money. Good. For that money, we read under reverse charge what? The recipient banking company is liable to pay tax under reverse charge. Correct. No doubt. No changes in that. Now, read along with this. You'll ask next question. This business correspondent did the services in rural area or urban area? Sir, this fellow done in rural area. Reverse charge becomes accepted. Can you able to understand? So, services provided by business correspondent to a banking company. RCM applicable? Yes. But because the business correspondent provided in rural area, it becomes exempted. Sir, if the business correspondent did in urban area, taxable, no doubt, taxable. Who will pay tax? Recipient will pay tax under reverse charge. This is a combined discussion. If you want, make a note of it. You have to cross-read this topic with reverse charge mechanism. You have to cross-read this topic with reverse charge mechanism. And again, all those intermediaries who provide service to business facilitator or correspondent, those intermediary is also exempted. That is a middleman, something like that, intermediary. Again, all those services provided by business facilitator or a correspondent to an insurance company in a rural area, it becomes exempted. Again, if it is in urban area, then it becomes taxable. எல்லாமே rural area தான் exemption. Urban area லாம் exemption கொடுக்க மாட்டாங்க because already enough knowledge, everything is there. All those services by a intermediary of financial services, located in a multi-service SEZ. So all those services by a IFSC to a customer located outside India. Now, points for our discussion is a SEZ will have a bank inside an SEZ. That bank provides services to a fellow located outside India. Whatever services provided by a bank located in SEZ to a fellow outside India will become exempted. So a very unique exemption applicable only for very few banks which are all inside SEZ. Bank inside SEZ providing services to a customer outside India. And they also provide services to a customer outside India in a currency other than what? Indian rupee. எல்லாமே ஒரே வெகு வித்தியாசமா இருக்கும், எக்ஸப்ஷனலா இருக்கும். Bank should be inside SEZ, provide services to a fellow located outside India, currency other than Indian rupee, then exempted. Else taxable. Okay, else taxable. So exceptional discussion is going to be this discussion. Followed by, this is a general entry. Services provided to central government, state government, union territory under any insurance scheme. Any insurance scheme where the total premium is paid by central government, state government, union territory. இது அழகான entry. யாருப்பா இன்சூரன்ஸ் பிரீமியம் பே பண்றா? சார் கவர்மெண்ட் சார். Amma Kapiti Thittam, Ayya Kapiti Thittam, this, that, anything. Ayushman Bharat, you take it up. Any instance, this yojana, that yojana, Bima Bachi yojana, whatever be it, end of the day, if the total premium is paid, for that total premium is paid by whom? Central government, state government, then it will become exempted. There are policies which are taken on the people where the premium is paid by central government, state government, or union territory, then it becomes exempt, straight away exempt. This sums up your entry relating to all these aspects of insurance. Now, one. Now, all those services provided by Central Government Industrial Development Corporation, services provided by State Government Industrial Development Corporation, or any other entity having 20% or more ownership of central government, state government, union territory to a industrial unit. See, these words are all, or any other entity having 20% or more ownership. These are all recently amended area. If you have a industrial plot or it is an industrial area, the land will belong to the state government many times state government. To get a land in that area, the industrial people have to pay, you call it as the upfront fee, you call it as a cost, you call it as a premium, you call it as a development charges, something. For example, you have a park, Gindi Industrial Estate, industrial park. Lands are all not sold. It is a leasehold land. Next 99 years, you can use this land. Next 40 years, you can use this land. Next 60 years, you can use this land. 1, 2, 3, 4 conditions. Condition satisfy பண்ணலனா allow பண்ண மாட்டாங்க. So, granting of long-term lease for a period more than 30 years requirement. If you grant a land for a period more than 30 years, right, for which if you collect a money will become exempted. That money can be development charges, that money can be cost, you call it as premium, you call it as this, that, anything. நீங்க என்ன பேரை வேணா வச்சு கூப்பிட்டுக்கோங்க. But who can collect this service or who can provide this service? State Government Industrial Development Corporation or any other entity having 20% or more ownership of central government, state government, union territory. These organizations, if they give a land, if they give anything and collects a one-time upfront fee, that money becomes exempt. See, there is something called as year on year they pay lease payment. Adallan taxable. That lease premium is taxable. Lease payment is taxable. Upfront lo onu pay பண்ணுவாங்க. One car manufacturing company will come to Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh will say, how much acres you want? Sir, we want some 1,500 acres, sir. Okay. This 5 villages together is 1,500 acres. All are government land. Take. Pay to our government 500 crores. Sir, very simple, ma. Development charge, we have identified, no, marked, no land and all. So, okay. 500 crores, who will pay to whom? The car manufacturing company will pay 500 crores to respective state government. That state government will collect 500 crores. is this land management and all is managed by state government? If you're going to ask me, no. Every state government formed one company below them called as Karnataka Industrial Development Corporation, KITCO. Andhra Pradesh Industrial Development Corporation, Telangana Industrial Development Corporation. Everybody either has a board or has a company. Majority of them now having companies. Now, point here for a discussion is that company collects money from whom? From this fellow. Whatever money they collect, they will give a license. Next 99 years, this land is given for lease to you. Every year, you will pay a lease premium of 1 crore 50 lakhs to government. Okay, sir, we'll pay. 1,500 acres, 1 crore 50 lakhs, will I not pay? Definitely. So this is all. Very simple. Exactly. Verbatim discussion. So all those services provided by state in the state government industrial development corporation or any other entity by way of granting long-term licenses or a lease of industrial plots or for plots which are developed for financial businesses, BPO, ITES businesses. Then by way of collecting an upfront fee, one-time upfront fee, whatever money they collect, that becomes exempted, absolutely exempted from levy of your GST. Followed by two entries. These two entries, 41A, 41B, we will park for the moment. We will not take it up now. Entry requires a little detailed deliberation. In a fresh morning, we will start. It doesn't mean now you are not fresh. Probably all the entries that we have carried away will have put you into a small disadvantageous position here. And once again, too many things to discuss. We have to go back to reverse charge, their transfer of land, come back here, X, Y, Z, and all is there. Consciously keeping it, pausing it. We'll take it up in tomorrow's session. Telecom services, very old services, very simple. See the date itself that it will give you. Telecom services, allowing a business entity to operate a telecom service or to use a radio frequency spectrum. I'm sure you all know telecommunication is a licensed service. You have to get the government license and only do it. Now, if the license is for a period prior to 1/4/2016 on payment of a license fee or a spectrum user charges. For the spectrum wave, whatever you pay as user charges or a license fee, upfront license fee you paid. If the license is before 1/4/2016, it becomes exempted for a period prior to 1/4/2016. அப்படின்னா என்ன ஜி அது 2G 3G தான் 4G license and all after 2016. Okay, so idea is very simple. Before 2016, all telecom licenses, whatever is there, for that if a person pay any charges back to government, exempted. If it is a license given after 1/4/2016, if they pay back some charges or license fee, all are taxable. This is only for a period prior to 1/4/2016. If you have a telecom license, then it becomes exempt. Followed by leasing of assets by your Indian Railway Finance Corporation to Indian Railway. There is a company called as Indian Railway Finance Corporation. So all those services provided by Indian Railway Finance Corporation by leasing of all the stocks, wagon, rail. Hey, rail kuda vandu illaya and range-ku yosichirom. Okay, structure is different. Structuring, it seems there is a separate company called as IRFC. In fact, that company only borrows from various people, raised bonds and all, collects money, and then invest on buying all those wagons and then give it to Indian Railway for the purpose of operations. Indian Railway takes care of the complete operations. Whatever money collected by Indian Railway Finance Corporation by leasing of assets from Indian Railway, technically the income of Indian Railway Finance Corporation by leasing assets becomes exempted. Followed by all services provided by incubatee. Sir, incubatee means what, sir? I think great. Incubatee means any fellow who research on certain science and technology aspects. Those fellows or those technology parks are all called as incubator, TBI, Technology Business Incubator, who in-house himself all research facilities, everything. So incubatee is a person who gets into the research lab, signs some agreement, and can use those facilities. That's all. This incubatee is exempted from his fees or turnover, provided his previous year turnover does not cross 50 lakhs, and after signing the agreement, 3 years are not expired. Let me repeat, incubatee is a science and technology research person. Somebody want to do research program, but he wants space, he wants facility. Where he will go? He'll go and be in touch with a fellow called as TBI, Technology Business Incubator. ஏழாம் அறிவுன்னு ஒரு படம், அதுல ஒரு ரிசர்ச் லேப் காமிப்பாங்க, ஐஐடிக்குள்ள இருக்கிற ரிசர்ச் லேப். ஐஐடி one portion they have treated it as TBI, Technology Business Incubator. Any person who is in the technology business, any person who is in skill-based business, research-based business, you want to know more, then he will go to that place, sign one agreement, so that he'll get instant access to all the facilities. Two conditions. After signing the agreement, 3 years should have not crossed. 2, previous year turnover up to 50 lakhs. Mean if it's previous year turnover crossed 50 lakhs, then it will be taxable. If it is less than 50 lakhs, then it becomes exempt. Legal service. All those veterinary clinic services, all those services provided by a doctor in relation to a health care of animal or birds. Sir, what will happen to human? So, healthcare services of animal or bird becomes exempt. After this, all services are requiring its own importance. Today, decently we have covered. Okay. Of course, I do understand 41A and 41B. We will take it up in our next class tomorrow, and then proceed from 45, because 45 is also one of your important entries. So we will not press today, bother all of us today. Who's a supplier of service in an incubator? See, there are two services here. Maybe can you hold this topic incubator? இதை இப்போ தொட்டோம்னா ஃப்ரெஷ்ஷா ஒரு 20 நிமிஷம் ஆகும். ஓகே, இன்குபேட்டர்னா யாரு, இன்குபேட்டினா யாரு, எல்லாம் நமக்கு புரியணும். I would recommend you, because all the others are all requires a detailed explanation. A person who has a facility. See, there is something called as SEZ, Special Economic Zone, Mahindra SEZ. That means that Mahindra company is running this SEZ. Inside that Mahindra Tech Park, one company will be there. Adhe marida. TBI, Technology Business Incubator, is a person who is running this business of incubator. Adula oru unit, incubatee, or unit. Adhe mari logic la inge apply agum. Here, this incubatee will go there, research something, and sell his research. He gets money. So we are talking of, if you are you an incubatee? Are you inside a technology business incubator? Yes, yes, I am inside a technology business incubators area. Good. After signing the agreement, has it crossed the 3 years? What is your previous year turnover? My previous year turnover is 20 lakhs. I just now signed the agreement, 1 year over. Good. Then up to 50 lakhs, you are exempted from registration. He will do research and he will sell his research, he will sell his consulting, get some money, no? That money will get exempt. That is how it has to be understood. Maybe கொஞ்சம் தள்ளி உங்களுக்கு அந்த TBI எக்ஸாம்பிளும் வருது. ஓகே, 54 54 அப்பா இல்லை இருக்கணுமே, ஸ்பீடா வந்துட்டேன். சாரி, 48 இதுதான். அதே பார்த்தேன். We have this entry. Once you read this entry, 48, once you read 48, you should be having a decent knowledge about 44. Actually, அதை கொடுத்துட்டு இதை கொடுத்துருந்தானா நல்லா இருந்திருக்கும். பட் அகெயின் ஓகே, how to readன்றது யாராவது சொல்லணும்ல நமக்கு. ஓகே, so what we will do is at this level we will stop our discussions. Any questions? Yes, you want to raise? Yes, I will take it up. Quick. Any questions? Sir, no questions, sir. Quick. Yes. No. Thank you all for effective and patient. Thank you.